Hey guys, good evening and thanks for joining. So in the last class, we discussed about classification of IP address and also private IP address and public IP address. Whenever any attack is coming as a notification, in that scenario, how we have to classify the incident as a internal attack or insider threat and also external attack. So those things we discussed in the yesterday class. Today class, we are going to discuss about ports and protocols. Ports and protocols. From interview point of view, it is one of the very hot topic. Okay, each and every interview, at least they will ask 2 to 3 port numbers. It's not only for cyber security analyst or cyber security team. Even this concept normally will be asking to Windows team, Linux team, DevOps team. There are different teams. Basically, they will ask all these ports and protocols. So it's very important. Okay. So first thing is port. We can discuss about port. So after completing the port, we will discuss about protocol. Then finally, we'll discuss about both ports and protocols. So first one is port definition. So what is my port basically? It is software defined number. It is one number. So that is defined by software. It can represent each and every protocol, whatever it is running on or associated to protocol. It is software defined number. Port is nothing but number. It is software defined number that is associated to protocol. If you are opening the port, then only we can get the communication, not only get, both receiving as well as sending. Otherwise, we will not communicate. Okay. So how we can define this one now? It is a software defined number associated or mapped to each and every protocol. Okay. It is a basically protocol. It is a basically port number. So that one is defined to every software, and also it is assigned to each and every protocol. Okay. So that is about overall port. Why we have to open the port, or what is the importance of the port? Port can be used to send and also to receive the communication. To send and to receive the communication. If port is open, then only we can receive the communication. Otherwise, we should the communication. Even if you want to send as well as if you receive. Okay, we types ports. There are two different types of ports. One is open ports and closed ports. From security point of view, always closed ports are better. From security point of view, always closed ports are better. Okay, why? Because if you are opening any port, attacker will use some of the port scanning mechanisms. Port scanning mechanisms. Then finally, he will hack our system. Using that particular port, he will enter into the organization level. Then he will hack our servers or databases or end user systems and so on. Example, SMB, server message block. So port number is 445. So if you are opening this particular server message block, port number 445, so attacker will hack using ransomware attack. Okay. So ransomware attack will come through server message block using port number 445. So that's why these dangerous ports always we have to close. Okay. So for security purpose, always closed ports are better. So that is the note or condition. Then if business needs, what exactly we have to do? So what we are providing the definition here. So port will, if you are opening the port, then only communication will happen. So that is the definition of the port. Okay. But here I'm giving contradictory sentence. Always closed ports are better. For business purpose, if you want to open any port or if you want to open the ports, in that scenario, what exactly we have to do? We have to do risk assessment, also business impact analysis. Risk assessment and business impact analysis. So first I will explain. So which ports are better? There, after that, we can go to business impact analysis and also risk assessment. I'll give a couple of examples. So first thing is which ports are better? Interior question. Which ports are better in the organization?
Closed portal, of course.
Closed
Yeah.
ports.
Which ports are better in the organization?
Might be the closed ports because of the access denial certification. Most of the
Yes,
people
correct.
do not have the access to the closed ports with the organization. I think so, RK Garve. I'm not so sure about it.
Yeah, I will explain this one. Yeah. So always closed ports are better. Due to security concerns or security reasons. Okay. So if port is open, attacker will use some of the port scanning technology or port scanning mechanisms. Example, we have a couple of tools like Metasploit, Kali Linux, and also we have one more tool name is called Nmap. Nmap. So example, you can see Nmap is one of the tool. So Nmap is a network mapper. Spelling wrong. So Nmap is a network mapper. Attacker will use these exploitation tool. Attacker will use this exploitation tool. Nmap is basically exploitation tool. Give me 1 second. Apologies, guys. Yeah, Nmap is one of the exploitation tool. It is network mapper. Using this tool, we can do port scanning. Nothing but what are the ports are open. And also along with that particular ports, even we can see what is the software it is running on, and also what is service it is running on, and also what is process it is running on, and so on. I will show you practically after completing this theoretical session. Okay. So now attacker will use these port scanning mechanisms or techniques or tactics. Finally, he will enter into the organization level. Okay. So even this is one of the use case also in SIM tool. Couple of use case belongs to port scanning also. Okay. So now always closed ports are better due to security reasons. If ports are open, attacker will use port scanning tactics or techniques, and he will identify what are the dangerous ports are open. Using those ports, attacker will enter into organization. Finally, he will compromise our systems. Okay, so that is mean by basically, so what is mean by, so closed port and also what is mean by open port. So if port is open, attacker will port scanning mechanisms. Finally, he will enter into our organization level. So example port scanning tools are one is Nmap. So Nmap full form is network mapper. And also we have Kali Linux, Metasploit. So these are all the couple of tools. Dedicated to port scanning, we can use the Nmap. Not only Nmap, we have Nessus, Qualys, Rapid7, Expose, Palo Alto, Tripwire. There are so many tools are available in the market. Okay. So that is about how attacker will use port scanning techniques and he will enter into the organization level. I will show you practically once theoretical part is completed. So that's why always closed ports are better. Now, per suppose maybe application development team or maybe DevOps team for business purpose in their day-to-day activities or maybe their roles and responsibilities wise, they want to open the port. They want to open the port. Example, my port number 5330. Example I'm giving. Okay. Application development team. So they want to use one of the port number 5330. Unfortunately, this port is blocked in firewall. So normally, where we'll block this particular port, we'll block in the firewall level. Okay. So in this particular scenario, now application development team, they will go and they will see why this particular port is blocked. Then what they will do, they will raise one of the firewall template to open the port. Firewall template to open the port. Okay, even if it is DevOps team or machine learning team or my Windows team or Linux team, it is applicable to every team. Whenever any business purpose, if someone wants to open the port, so they have to raise a request and also they have to fill up one of the template that is called firewall template. Firewall template. Example, as I said, application development team. So they want to open the 5330 to develop one of the application. So how this firewall template looks like? Okay, I will give one of the firewall template example. Here, source zone, destination zone, source IP, destination IP, port number, and also purpose. So it looks like in this way. It depends from organization to organization, or it depends once again based on what type of zones they created. But most of the cases, it looks like this way: source zone, destination zone, source IP, destination IP, port number, and also what is the purpose of the port. In this scenario, example, application development team, they want to open the port number 5330 to develop the application. To develop the application. Okay. So this application, it is facing internet. This application is facing to the internet. Entire information normally who has to provide? Whoever wants to open the port. Based on their business requirement, those people has to fill. Source zone. Source zone, obviously our internal zone or trust zone. Whenever firewall topic will come, so obviously you have to remember your own house. So your individual house will act like a trusted house or trust zone or internal zone. And whatever, I mean, gate or maybe wall, it will act as a, so completely DMZ or DMZ, and complete street or maybe road outside of your house will act as a external or public or internet or untrust. So these are the three different types of zones will be there for firewall. Okay. So now source zone example, internal zone. Destination zone, it is facing to the internet application. So what is destination zone? Anyone? What is destination zone now? I give a hint also, to develop the application facing to internet. What is destination zone?
Application.
No, destination zone I am asking, not application. So application, whatever they are developing, it is facing to internet. Facing to internet meaning what?
Internet is the destination.
Yeah, internet is the destination. Otherwise, we can call it untrust or public. Okay, or external. So there are four different types of names are there. One is internet or untrust or public or external. Okay, so that is source and this is destination. Next one is source IP. Source IP, whatever source zone it is created. Example, you can take 10.10.10.1. Okay, this is one of the private IP address range. You know already. Yesterday we were discussing about this one. So destination IP. So destination IP, you can take one of the public IP 1.1.1. Wherever the applications we are hosting or migrating or developing. Port number 5330. Okay. Purpose. Purpose is application development or website design otherwise. So this is the way how normally every team, they will raise a template. Okay, even security team also couple of folks or guys, they will raise a template to open the port number or 3389 RDP. Most of the people, they will not give RDP access to you after joining a company. So for that one also, we will raise a request. Okay, source zone is a trust, destination zone also trust. Okay, source IP is whatever your laptop IP address is there, you have to provide that one. Destination IP is whatever server you want to access to remote. So the destination IP, port number 3389, purpose is accessing the device through remotely or virtually. Okay, that is one more example. So after creating this particular firewall template or after filling this particular template, now finally, so application development team, they have to go and they have to raise a request in the ticketing tool. Without ticketing, nobody will do work. So it's a process basically. It's a process for everything, auditing purpose, tracking purpose, and also status purpose. We have to raise the tickets. Even product development team, application development team, server team, Windows team, DevOps team, Linux team, every team in the organization level. That may be corporate IT. Okay, in corporate IT, you can call a help desk team or service desk team. Okay, so they will use ServiceNow ticketing tool. Cybersecurity team, they will use ServiceNow ticketing tool. Nowadays, slowly they are migrating to Jira. Product development team, application development team, testing teams, DevOps teams. Okay, so mobile development team, all those people, they will use Jira ticket. Jira is a tool. So there they will do sprint planning. Okay, bi-weekly ones. So they will also create a tickets basically. They will not say it's a ticket, they will say sprint planning. Okay, that we can discuss, it's a part of application security. So once they are creating a template and also after that they have to go on, they have to create a ticket in the ticketing tool. Okay. After creating a or filling a template, otherwise I will write everything. In case for business purpose, if we want to open any port, we have to fill a firewall template and also raise a request in the ticketing tools. So ticketing tools, it depends organization to organization, whatever they purchased or whatever they have taken license. Example, ServiceNow. That is also called Snow. Next one is Jira. Next one is BST. Next one is Remedy. Next one is HP. Next one is ITSM tools. So these are a couple of examples. I will do 1 second. Okay, guys. Yeah. Sorry for delay. Yeah. So they have to create a ticket in the ticketing tool. Once they are creating ticket in the ticketing tool, any business team, so later they have to assign to network admin team or network security team. So now ticket is completed. So here there are two teams are involved in this particular scenario. One is network admin team or network security team. Second one is implementation team. Okay. One is risk assessment team. or business impact analysis team, BIA team. Second one is firewall implementation team. Okay. So this particular team or this particular, in this scenario, application development team, after creating a ticket in the ticketing tool, so they will assign to network security team. Network security team. Under network security team, if you want to complete this particular action to open the port number 5330, so there are two teams are involved. One is risk assessment team. Second one is firewall implementation team. So risk assessment team role is completely so assessing the risks as well as approving the tickets. Approving the ticket. So this team, they will go on, they will do the analysis wise. Is there any risk is involved if you are opening the port number 5330? Okay, if you are opening port number 5330 in between source to destination, from source to destination zone. Okay, so port number 5330, is there any risk is involved from hacking point of view or attacker point of view? So how they have to go now? So this risk assessment team, they will go to the Google. Obviously, we have 65,000 to 535 ports are there. It's very difficult to remember all those ports. So most of the case, they will use Google. Port number 5330. Is there any risk is involved? Okay. So now we have to go and we have to study and we have to see. So this port has any risk is involved or not. That is called risk assessment basically. Okay. So this is called risk assessment. We have to go to the 5330. What is the first of all port they are looking for? What is the importance of the port? Is there any risk is involved? All those things we have to do. So manual way. Okay. After doing the risk assessment and business impact is there. So if business impact is there or risk is there, they will not approve. They'll not approve. But without approving how application development team, they will develop the application. Okay, now conflict of interest. When you say conflict of interest, in between two teams, some argument will be there. In between conflict of interest is entire question. So conflict of interest meaning here, in between two parties or two teams, basically, some argument will be there. So what is security team? They will say now, example. So they will say some risk is involved. I will not approve. What is the application development team? They will say, so we have to open the port number, then only we can develop the application. Now, who is correct and who is wrong? Okay. Obviously, at the end of the day, so organization needs money, profit. So business is very, very important. Okay. Now you are in this particular condition or situation. So what you have to do, you have to ask written communication. So sitting with them and understanding the risk and explaining about the risk. So accountability and responsibility, not risk assessment team person's role. Okay. So there are two things you have to consider here. Responsibility. Whenever this conflict of interest is coming, responsibility as well as accountability. So security team is not a responsible team or accountable team. In this scenario, who is responsible and accountable? Business related application development team. Because they are implementing this business. They are implementing this particular business related application. For that one, they are getting profit. What is our role is assessing the risk and also business impact analysis. In this particular scenario, if 5330 is belongs to dangerous port or harmful port or suspicious port or abnormal port, in that scenario, you have to say, so I will not approve it. Once you are not approving or rejecting, now that particular request will go back to the respective application development team. Then they'll come back to us. Why you did not approve it? Now you have to explain about the risk. So in case if really they need opening this particular port number 5330, so ask them to provide written communication. And also in future, any attack is happening through this 5330, who is responsible and accountable? Application development team. Okay. So that is what you have to make sure that, okay, so responsibility and accountability should be there in the business itself, not from security. Why? Because maybe you are approving this particular ticket for 5330 in between source and destination. In future, any hacking is happening or any attack is happening. Finally, who they will blame? They'll blame to security. Security person only approved. He did not analyze the properly risk. Okay, if we want to defend ourselves, so we have to follow this particular process. Okay, so that's why risk assessment team is very, very critical team whenever if they are doing any assessment or maybe business impact analysis. Okay, once this particular risk assessment team approving the respective ticket, then it will go to firewall team, firewall implementation team. Now, firewall implementation team, they will go to the firewall and they will log into the firewall. Under the policies tab, they will open the particular port number. Example, you can see FortiGate firewall. This is future topic. Now itself I'm showing. It is one of the demo tool basically. It is located in USA. Okay. So most of the customers for proof of concept, if you want to test something, they will use this particular demo tool. So username and password is demo. Click on login button. Once risk assessment team is completed the approval part, then that particular request will go to the, okay, so firewall implementation team. Now firewall implementation team, so what they will take care, they will log into the firewall, whatever firewall they are using. That may FortiGate or Palo Alto, Sonic Wall or WatchGuard, CyberRoam and so on. We have so many firewalls are existing in the market. Okay. So after logging to this particular firewall, then we have to go to policies tab. Okay. So after going to the policies tab, there we have to open the port. So that is the way how we have to implement in these difficult situations or in these practical scenarios. Whenever any business team is demanding or opening the port number, this is the process we have to follow. This is not at all technical. It's a completely process oriented. It's a completely process oriented. Okay. So let me wait. So I will write it here itself. Firewall implementation team will open the port in firewall under policies tab. Under policies tab. Okay. So this is the team number 1, team number 2. So for even for you can see role of risk assessment and also business impact analysis. So approving of the ticket. For this one also a lot of vacancies are available. Just for risk assessment and approving the ticket. 2 of my students are selected for this one. They will do risk assessment. One person is selected in Dell. Second person is selected in Vodafone. Their role is completely, whenever any ticket will come, they will do risk assessment and they'll finally approve it. That is the role. Okay. So firewall implementation team, they will open the respective port number in the firewall level. Okay, this is the FortiGate firewall. So where firewall implementation team will open the respective port number, they will go to policies and objects tab. So they will go to firewall policy. After clicking on firewall policy, it is dead slow, guys. Here they have to open the port. So that is what I mentioned theoretical way. So this is the practical. Okay. So after firewall implementation team, they will log into the firewall and after that they will go to the policies tab and they will open the port. So this is the way how we have to take care of the any team. If they want any port number, we will use this particular process. Okay. So always written communication. When you say written communication through email, verbal communication, we should not accept it. Verbal communication, we should not accept it. Always written communication is a mandatory. Because in future, any problem will come. So whatever mail they are sending, it is like evidence for us. It's like a proof for us. Mandatory. Whenever any conflict of interest will occur. So that is the oral process. Next one is, still it is loading. Total number of ports in any system. Total number of ports in any system. Every system, including our laptop or MacBook or workstation or desktop or any server, it contains 0 to 65,535 ports. 65,535 ports. Altogether, 65,536 because it is starting with 0. So that's why 65,536. This is the total number of ports. So out of these total number of ports, well-known ports divided. So well-known ports 0 to 1023. Nothing but altogether we have 1024. 1024. Okay. Next one is filtered ports. Filtered ports meaning here, there is no count basically. What mean filtered ports? Filtered ports meaning here, whatever ports it is opened in the firewall level, either blocklisted or whitelisted. Allowed the port or blocked the port. That is called whitelist and blocklisted. We have discussed already, right? Part of definitions. What do you mean by allowing as well as blocking? So filtered ports basically where we will configure in the firewall. Filtered ports are configured in the firewall either to allow or block, nothing but block listing or white listing. So that is about overall ports. In case if you want to see in our system what are the ports are open, what are the ports are open, we have to go in Windows operating system, dedicated to Windows operating system. So what is the command we have to use? Example, in my laptop, if I want to see what are the ports are open, then I have to log into command prompt. Then I have to give one of the command. That command name is called netstat. Netstat. N-E-T-S-T-A-T. Netstat. Okay. How to see what are all the ports are open in Windows operating system. Okay. How to see what are the ports are open in Windows operating system. Even it is applicable to Linux also. Both the places will use same command. So we have to go to command prompt. Then we have to enter netstat. Netstat means network statistics. So most of the cases, Windows admin team or sysadmin team or Linux admin team, if they go for the interview, they will expect these type of questions. Okay. So now I will log into command prompt. And I will give netstat command. So this is command prompt, you know already. So command is netstat. You can see in my system right now, whatever, okay, so ports are open, all those ports, it will appear here. Okay. So TCP protocol is TCP, local address is 127.0.0.1 and port number you can see 56415. That is the port number. That is the port number. Okay. Next one is foreign address. Foreign address meaning here. So it is one type of physical address or maybe neighbor address. Otherwise, neighbor address, not physical address, neighbor address. So that neighbor address is 56416. So this is port number and this is also port number. Connection is established. That means in between local address, nothing but source IP and also destination IP. So this port is open. From source side 56415, destination size 56416. 56416. Okay. So now in between these two devices, nothing but loop back address and also respect to foreign address, nothing but my laptop basically. This is my laptop. So foreign address. So communication will happen. Established means communication is established already. So time wait meaning here it's not completed yet. It's not, connection is not established. It is going to establish. So these are all the ports are open in my laptop. In my laptop. Okay, in the similar way, if you want to see what are the ports are opened in Linux server or Unix operating system, then we have to log into PuTTY application. There we have to enter. So PuTTY means here, you can see this is PuTTY. So we have to log into PuTTY application. Whatever Linux server IP address is there, or maybe Unix server IP address is there, we have to enter that particular IP address here. Okay, port number by default port number is 22. It is secure shell, virtual terminal 22. So, and we have to click on open. Once we are clicking on open, it will ask username and password. There we have to enter the Linux server username and password. Then we have to give the netstat command. Once you are giving netstat command in Linux, then we can see what are the ports are open in the Linux operating system or Unix operating system. Okay, this is the way how we can identify what are the ports are open. Okay, in our system. That may be applicable to Windows, even that is applicable to Unix as well. When I say Unix, always it is Linux, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, CentOS, Debian, Ubuntu, Docker, container, Kubernetes, all those will fall under so Unix operating systems. So this one we can see once again later. So this is the command. So far we completed, I think 3 to 4 commands. One is ipconfig to see what are the IP addresses we are using in our organization level, or it may be in system. If you want to see what is the IP address we are using in our system, we have to use ipconfig. So second one is we used getmac without space to check what is the IP address we are using in our system. Third one is ARP. So ARP-A, it will displace all the ARP entries. Fourth one is netstat. So netstat, it can provide what are the ports are open. And also I provided one more trace route. Routing of the trace between source and destination. How many hops are there? How many routers are there? So trace route. So far we completed 4 to 5 commands. Remaining we have, I think, we completed one more command, ping command also. Ping command also we completed to see whether opposite device is up or down, or whether it is active or inactive, or whether it is active or passive. So another 3 to 4 commands we have to discuss, part of network commands that we can see later. Okay. So this entire question, guys, what the answer? Netstat is the answer. Now coming back, protocol. So protocol general meaning here. So rules and regulations. Rules and regulation is called as a protocol. So rules and regulation is called as a protocol, but in the software terminology, protocol means it is different. So what is the protocol in software terminology or cybersecurity terminology? It can be used to identify what service or application or process or software is running against port. Okay. So protocol can be used to see what service it is running on, and also what is the application it is running on, or maybe process, or maybe software is installed. So that is called protocol. Okay. So now couple of important ports and protocols we are going to discuss. So what I will do here. So I will create 3 columns. So here protocol name, description or importance, next one is port number. So protocol name, description or importance of the each and protocol, finally port number. So first protocol name is SS, or before going to SSH, I will give TP, FTP. Okay. So already we discussed FTP. FTP will come under which layer? Anyone? FTP will come under which layer?
Network.
Application layer.
It's
Network.
transport layer.
Application layer, guys. Application layer. File system, file transfer. Where did we discuss part of application layer? Yeah. So application layer. So full form is file transfer protocol. So what file transfer protocol will do? It will transfer the files from one system to another system. So that is the importance. Port number is 20 and 21. 20 and 21. 20 is from one system side like a client, and 21 is belongs to server side, wherever we are copying the files. Example, maybe you can consider you are copying the files from your mobile to laptop. In that scenario, so 20 may be your mobile, 21 may be your laptop. So that means by 20 and 21. So that is up to FTP. Next one is SFTP. So SFTP full form is Secure File Transfer Protocol. Inter question, what is the difference between FTP and SFTP? So difference between these two is, so SFTP is more secure as compared to FTP because name itself it is suggesting. Okay, Secure File Transfer Protocol. Always we have to use SFTP connections in our organization level. We should not use FTP. That is also risk. So same thing, it will be used to transfer the files from source to destination or one system to another system. Port number is 22. Port number is 22, but I am not sure why they provide 22. So port number is 22 here. Next one is SCP. So SCP full form is secure copy. Secure copy, SCP, secure copy. So same thing, copying of the files. Copying of the files we will use. So same port number 22. Copying of the files, secure file transfer protocol, even SSH also. Secure shell. SSH. Secure shell. So just now I shown practically this one, secure shell. If you want to log in Unix operating system, if you want to log into Unix operating system as a virtual terminal, we will use SSH. Example, go here and open putty. Okay. So you can see this is SSH. SSH. Okay. So it is select SSH and serial and also other. Okay. And telnet. Under telnet, once again, so many are there. Okay. Telnet is belongs to 23. Now itself I am saying telnet is belongs to 23. Okay. So SSH, if I'm clicking, it is showing as 22 by default. 22. Secure shell. Why we are in secure shell now? If you want to log into Unix operating system as a virtual terminal or maybe to remote, we use secure shell. That is the importance or description. Log into Unix operating systems using virtual terminal or remote. Okay. So that is importance of SSH. Port number how much? 22. Okay. Next one is SMTP. SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol. Simple mail transfer protocol. So what is this SMTP will do? It can be used to send the mails as well as receiving the mails. It can be used to send the mails and also receive the mails. So that is the importance of SMTP. Port number is 25. Port number is 25. Okay. So every email contains couple of important parameters that we can discuss later, part of DNS records. Next one is DNS, domain name system or server. So why will it DNS or domain system? It can be resolved or convert domain name into IP address or vice versa. IP to domain also. IP to domain also. It can be used to resolve or convert domain address to domain name into IP address. To convert domain name to IP address, once again, we will use more than 10 DNS records. For that one, if you want to configure DNS records. Example, so that we can discuss part of DNS server. Forget about now. Port number is 53. Port number is 53. Okay. So next one is DHCP. DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol. Dynamic host configuration protocol. DHCP will assign the IP address automatically. DHCP will assign the IP address automatically using DORA process. Using DORA process. So DORA meaning here discovery, offer, request, and acknowledge. That we can discuss part of DHCP server. Port number 67 and also 68. Port number 67 and 68. So 67 client mission and 68 is DHCP server. Okay. So 67 and 68. Next one we have HTTP, hyper text transfer protocol. Hypertext transfer protocol. So it can be used for web browsing purpose. You know already this one. It can be used for web browsing purpose. Port number is 80. Port number is 80. Next one is HTTPS. Okay. Hypertext transfer protocol security. Secure otherwise. Hypertext. So same thing, it is for web browsing with a secure way using SSL or TLS. Browsing using secure way or SSL over TLS. Nothing but it will use SSL TLS certificates. It will use SSL over TLS meaning here, it will use SSL TLS certificates purchasing from third party vendor. Port number is 443. Port number is 443. Now, interview question is, what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? In the similar way, what is the difference between FTP and SFTP? FTP and SFTP interview question. HTTP and HTTPS is also interview question. Okay, next one is SSL. SSL. Secure socket layer. Secure socket layer. It can be used for accessing the website secure way. Accessing the websites using secure way. Port number is 443 once again. Next one is TLS, transport layer security. So same thing, it can be used for accessing the website in secure way. 443 once again. Okay. So because HTTP is using SSL over TLS using SSL TLS certificate, that's why SSL and also TLS will use 443. Okay, now entire question is, what is the difference between SSH and also SSL? SSH and also SSL. SSH can be used to log into connection. Okay, so that is called secure shell. On the other hand, SSL, secure socket layer, can be used to access the websites in secure way using cryptography controls and also using backend some of the keys, private key and public key. Okay, that is the main difference between SSL and also SSH. Next one we have POP3, Post Office Protocol, version 3. So it can be used for messaging purpose. So port number is 110. Next one is NTP, Network Time Protocol. Network Time Protocol. So why will use Network Time Protocol? Example, you can see in my system now, what is time now it is showing? It is showing as a 7:52. So that is the time. How this particular time we are setting? If one machine, okay, fine, we'll go and we will set it. So we have more than 10,000 machines are related to endpoints. And also we have so many servers are there in the organization level. So many databases will be there. And also so many tools we will use, not only security tools, even DevOps tools or testing tools and so many. Okay, load balancers, routers, switches, so many things we'll purchase. Okay, if we want to maintain all those local time with our device time synchronization, we will use NTP server. NTP server importance, entire question. What is the NTP protocol and what is the port number? NTP server can be used to integrate or to synchronize local time with our device time. When you say device time, whatever devices we are using or whatever computers we are using, whatever servers we are using, whatever network devices we are using, whatever database we are using, entire organization level. Not only these devices, including tools as well. Okay, how we can define this one? NTP server can be used to synchronize our local time. When you say local time, especially in India, IST, Indian Standard Time, Asia, Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai. So that is the India time. That is IST. So example, I will give IST. Okay. So local time with device or tools time. Meaning here, whatever IST time is there, if you want to synchronize that particular IST time to our computers, to our network devices, to our tools, we will use NTP server. Okay. So that is about NTP server and port number is 123. 123. Entire question, guys, this one. Not only that one, every port number is entire question only. Next one is IMAP. Internet Message Access Protocol. Internet Message Access Protocol. It can be used for messaging purpose. It can be used for messaging purpose. Okay, port number is 143. You know already this one we discussed part of application layer. Next one is Kerberos.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir, here.
Yes, please.
Sir, here IMAP means Internet Message Access Protocol, sir. Here,
Yeah.
the access means what, sir? How it will work?
Access meaning here, example, if you want to open, if you want to access any website, example, facebook.com. After opening the facebook.com, you'll enter the username and password. So accessing that particular website is nothing but IMAP only. 143 is open in our system, then only we can access the IMAP. Okay, what are internet facing related websites we have? Nothing but public related websites. So if you are opening the port number 143 in our system, like a laptop and so on, then only we can access the respective websites. Otherwise, it's impossible. Okay, that is meant by IMAP. Next one is Kerberos. So Kerberos, it's one of the very, very important topic. Also, in future, we'll discuss about golden ticket and also platinum ticket. Golden ticket and also platinum ticket. Attacker will compromise ticket granting system, ticket granting server, and also ticket granting key. TGT, TGK, TGS. Ticket granting server, ticket ticket granting system. So attacker will compromise these three, and finally he will compromise our Active Directory. Those attacks we can call it as golden ticket and also platinum ticket. Capgemini Mindtree question, these two, golden ticket and also platinum tickets. Okay, Kerberos, what is the importance of Kerberos? It can be used for mutual authentication. Mutual authentication. When you say mutual authentication, example, if you want to log into your Windows operating system, we will enter the username and also password, and finally we'll click on login button. Okay, so our domain controller will validate whether you are an authorized person to access the domain or not. Only domain controller is validating. Whether it is validating our Windows machine, no. That is one way of authentication, authorization basically. Right now, example, what a domain is validating, that is only one way of authentication. Who is authorizing this one? Server, backend DC, domain controller. But if you want to authenticate both, okay, mutual authentication wise, system as well as server. System as well as server. For that one, it will use a token granting system, token granting server. Okay, TGT, TGK, TGS. Okay, ticket granting key also, these three. Okay, who will take care of this Kerberos authentication mechanism? It's not at all our duty. It's not at all our roles and responsibilities. Kerberos mutual authentication, it is a part of Windows admin team and sysadmin team. They will configure ticket granting server, ticket granting key, ticket granting system, okay, ticket granting ticket. All those things will be taken care of Windows admin team or sysadmin team. Even Active Directory also will be handled by Windows admin team or sysadmin team. Okay, register keys information and also installing the SSL TLS certificate on top of the IIS server. That one also will taken care by Windows admin team only. Okay, so that is about our Kerberos. Kerberos, when the attack is happening, that is our duty. Example, golden ticket attack is happening, our platinum ticket is happening, our Active Directory is compromising, our domain control is compromising. In that scenario, that is our role, hacking wise. Okay, so port number is 88.
Sir, Kerberos is front end or back end?
Back end only. We cannot see front end.
Yeah,
We'll
okay, sir.
we'll give the username and password. So completely back end process only. Yeah. So next one is SNMP. SNMP, simple network management protocol. Simple network management protocol, SNMP. So name itself, it is suggesting or saying it's a management protocol. That means network management protocol. Whatever our network devices are there, all the network devices, example, printers, load balancers, routers, switches, not only these, all the end user machines, all the servers, all the databases, even if there is any tools also. So everything can be discovery as well as managing by SNMP protocol. In future, I will ask guys this one. At the time of firewall, I will ask these questions. What is SNMP and what exactly SNMP will do? Now itself, I am saying this one. Okay. So it can be used to discovery and also to identify and also to manage what are all the devices are existing in the organization. For this reason, we will use SNMP. Okay. So most of the cases, it will be taken care of NOC team, Network Operations Center, Network Operations Center. So they will take care of network performance monitoring, application performance monitoring, server performance monitoring. NOC team, they will take care of application, server, and also network performance monitoring. So if you want to monitor all those, first they have to identify what are the network devices are there. Okay, all those devices. And also health checkup, whether every system is responding back, unless every system is active or inactive. Whenever we'll say health checkup, so that system activeness, whether it active or inactive, that is called health checkup. So port number is 161. So there are 3 different types of versions we have under SNMP. Okay, SNMP version 1, SNMP version 2, and also SNMP version 3. So difference between these three. So SNMP version 1 and version 2, completely it will use plain text. Nothing but it is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. It will use plain text, username and password. From hacker point of view, it is easy to hack. Coming back on the SNMP version 3, it will use encrypted username and password. It is secure one. It will use encrypted username and password. Nothing but secure way of accessing the respective systems or devices. So these are the 3 versions. Okay. So if firewall is opening now itself, I will show you. So under system, you can see SNMP. Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, I opened to FortiGate firewall now. So I went to system. Under system, we have SNMP. So if I'm clicking on SNMP, now you can see SNMP version 1 and version 2 and also version 3. This is version 1, version 2, and also version 3. So basically version 1 and version 2 we should not use, but they are using. From security point of view, these are plain text. These are complete plain text. But SNMP version 3 is a completely encrypted. Okay. So that is the practical thing we have to configure in the firewall, routers, switches, and so on, so that it will identify how many network devices are there, not only just discovery, even it will identify. So managing of all those devices as a health checkup related. Okay, so all those things will be done by SNMP. That is the reason in firewall also we'll assign SNMP. So that is about SNMP. Coming back previously, I was discussing policies and objects. So if you want to open any port, or if you want to block any website, or if you want to provide access to any website, okay. If you want to block IP address, if you want to block domain name, we'll come to this particular tab, guys. Firewall will block IP address. Firewall will block URL link or website. Firewall will block port number. Firewall will block, okay, so domain name, and so on. So where we can block all those, we have to log into firewall. We have to come to policies and objects tab. This is in the FortiGate firewall. What about Palo Alto? Palo Alto, same thing. We have to log into Palo Alto firewall. Then we have to go to policies and objects tab. Only looking wise, it is different. Console wise, it is different, but backend concepts are same as it is. How many tools you are working doesn't matter. How much you are learning, that is very important. Those concepts only they will ask in the interview point of view. Okay. So here now, if I want to block any port number, previously we were discussing about application development team. If they want to open the port number 5330, okay. So we have to come to this particular tab and we have to specify the name. Okay, allowing a port number 5330. Okay, source zone, from means source zone, destination zone, source user, destination user, source IP, destination IP, and schedule and service. Example, application, whatever application they are developing. And also you have to specify the port number also here itself. Port number and action is allow. Action is allow. Now application development team, in between source and destination, source zone and destination zone. So 533 already we are enabling here and action is allow automatically. So these application development team is able to access whatever application they are developing. This is the practical, guys. Okay. This firewall we can discuss once again, part of network security. I'm giving too much in depth now itself, so that you will get some practical scenario. That's fine. Okay, so that is about okay, SNMP version 1 and version 2 and version 3. So next protocol is RDP or LDAP. LDAP. Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. Indirectly, this one we can call it as Active Directory. Indirectly, so this one we can call it as Active Directory. Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. When you say Directory Access Protocol, so whatever users they are trying to access, and also how many users are there, what the user name, computer name, host name, server name, where we can see all this information, Active Directory. Okay, Active Directory, another name also we can call LDAP. Okay, even firewall also we have to integrate Active Directory. I think under system only it will be there. Give me 1 second. You can see here, are able to see my screen? Under user and authentication, we have LDAP server. When you say LDAP server, whatever LDAP server or Active Directory we are using, okay, we have to integrate. Always remember, Active Directory, primary DNS server, secondary DNS server, SMTP server, always we have to integrate it to each and every tool. I'm repeating once again, LDAP or Active Directory, primary DNS and secondary DNS, start with SMTP server. So these three we have to integrate with each and every tool. That may be EDR, that may be firewall or proxy or network IPS or web application firewall and SIM tool and so on. So why we have to integrate the LDAP or Active Directory? To identify who are all the users they are trying to access. What is host or computer name, IP address, and so on. Now you can see here they integrate with the Active Directory. What is port number? What is port number they enable? What is port number? 389.
389.
Yes. Yeah. It can be used to identify users or systems information. Okay. So port number is 389 now. Practically also you have seen just now 389. So here this is the server LDAP server IP address. This is the common name. For every system, we can give either system name or fully qualified domain name or host name. So that is nothing but this common name. Otherwise host name or fully qualified domain name. And so distinguishing name. So they given one more name. Okay. So who will provide this particular information to us? In firewall, we are integrating the Active Directory information to see whenever any hacking is happen, which system is got compromised, what username, IP address, whether system or server, and so on. Right? So in this practical scenario, if you want to integrate our LDAP server or Active Directory to firewall, whom we have to contact? Anyone? Whom we have to contact to get this information? To get this information, whom we have to contact? Who will maintain Active Directory in any organization?
Might be the system admin.
Yes, just 10 minutes back, I told you already. System admin team or Windows admin team or Windows server team. You are right. Sysadmin team or Windows admin team or Windows server team. Now we have to go and we have to ask Windows admin team or sysadmin team, what is the LDAP server or Active Directory address? And also port number anyway we know. And also what is host name? Even we have to specify the username and password also. Okay, then finally, this firewall is integrated to LDAP server. Okay, that is the way how we can integrate. This applicable to primary DNS, this applicable to secondary DNS, this applicable to SMTP as well. So that is up to LDAP. Next one is LDAPs. So difference between LDAP and LDAPs, secure. This is secure, same as it is. Lightweight direct access protocol, secure. So same thing, it can be used to identify what are the users and users information. Port number is 636. 636. So it is a port number is 636. Okay. So basically we have to integrate with 636. We should not use LDAP basically, but this is demo tool. That's why they used 389 as a port number and also LDAP. But it's better to use 636 using LDAPs because LDAPs is secure way of communication. Okay. So now this is also entire question. What is the difference between LDAP and LDAPs? So far we discussed, you can see FTP and SFTP. Difference between FTP and SFTP. Okay, one is secure one, second is non-secure one. And also HTTP and HTTPS. One is secure way of web browsing and second non-secure way of web browsing. Third one is LDAP and LDAPs. Okay, one is secure way of Active Directory integration. Second one, non-secure way of Active Directory integration. Next one is RDP. Remote desktop. So why we will use this remote desktop? If you want to access from your Windows operating system to another Windows operating system. One Windows operating system to another Windows operating system. Okay, we will use RDP. So port number is 3389. Port number is 3389. So example, you can see practically. So remote desktop. So I'm clicking on remote desktop now. Here we have to enter either IP address. Now I'm using Windows laptop right now, whatever for teaching purpose. Okay, I'm using from this particular Windows laptop. If I want to log into another Windows server or maybe another Windows machine or another Windows laptop or another Windows desktop, and workstation and so on, we have to use RDP. Here we have to enter either computer name or host name or IP address also. Example, yaprod.com. So yaprod is an application server. Yaprod is production. Prod means production. Okay, yaprod is application production server. It's one of the server. Maybe this one is belongs to Windows. And next one, we have to click on connect. Once we are clicking on connect, it will ask username and password. Then we have to specify the whatever web server or app server, username and password. In such a way, we can log into the RDP server. Okay, that is belongs to web server or app server. Okay. So if we want to log in one Windows OS system to another Windows OS system, we will use RDP. So most of the people confuse here. LDAP is 389. Okay. And RDP is 3389. 3389. Please remember these two differentiation as well. So
Sir,
next one is
home remote desktop, any desk.
any desk also we can use. That's correct. Any desk also we can use. Not only any desk, even we can use. Right now, I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So we can use any desk. We can use a team viewer also. We can use team viewer. Okay. We can use Cisco WebEx. We can use GoToMeeting. There are so many ways we can access different servers. Not on any desk, but most of the official terminology wise, it's better to use RDP. Clear or not? I will agree with you. Yes, we can use so many applications basically. Any desk, team viewer, GoToMeeting, Cisco WebEx, Zoom, and so on. We can use multiple systems, multiple ways. So coming back here.
Okay.
So next one is Telnet. Telnet. I'm not giving in proper sequence. So easy way to understand. That is the reason I'm giving in improper sequence. Improper sequence I'm giving. Okay, please don't mind. So Telnet. So in the Windows wise, we are using RDP. In the similar way, if you are using the Telnet side, if you want to log in, one Linux server to or one Unix system to another Unix system, we will use Telnet. Okay, using PuTTY. Port number is 23. Example, you can see here. So this is PuTTY application. If I'm selecting Telnet, so other I went to other and also Telnet is selected. Automatically port number is coming as 23. So Telnet full form is telecommunication network. Telecommunication network. It is a virtual terminal. First, we have to log into one Linux server or one Linux system. From that particular Linux system, we have to give Telnet at the rate that IP address of the server and 23. Then after that we have to provide username and password. Okay. Telnet is for Unix operating systems to log in from one Unix to another Unix. That may be Red Hat Linux or Ubuntu or Docker or container and so on. Okay. So next one is with a Windows related operating system, we will use RDP. That is the difference. For RDP side, it's a 3389, and also Linux or Unix side, it is 23. Okay. So next one we have syslog. Syslog. Okay, syslog full form is system logging. System logging. So syslog is one of the log integration method. You know what is SIM tool? What is SIM tool? Anyone? What is SIM tool? What is SIM tool?
Log collection or log monitoring.
Yes, log collection or log processing, log analysis, log monitoring, and also log investigation tool. That is called SIM tool, right? So first one is log collection. What do you mean log collection here? So what logs are generating for the applications or databases or cloud and so on, all those logs we have to integrate it to SIM tool. For that one, we will use syslog, one of the integration method. Syslog is one of the integration method. Okay. So it can be used for logging all the logs for different log sources and also integrating logs to SIM tool. Okay, so whatever logs are generated, so all those logs we have to integrate it to SIM tool. Okay, using different log sources or maybe the same log sources, we have to integrate to SIM tool. So one is for logging purpose, second is integrating. When you say integrating, log collection. Port number is 514. Enter a question. What is this log port number? 514. 514. Okay. So out of these, there are so many port numbers are there. Tomorrow we'll discuss once again. Another maybe I think 10 are there. So we will discuss tomorrow. We have net bias, and also we have IPsec for VPN connectivity, and also we have SIP, session initiation protocol. Okay. Then we have MySQL, MS SQL. Okay. So another maybe 5 to 10 another protocols are there. Those things we will discuss in tomorrow. After that, I will provide interview questions. In the ports and protocol, what exactly they will expect from the interview point of view. So that's all for today. And also once this topic is completed, so I will discuss tomorrow Nmap as well. Nmap. So I'm giving some assignment to you. Please go and download this particular tool. So go to Google and type here Nmap. Type here Nmap, download. So whenever if you want to download something, always please go to genuine or legitimate websites. Genuine or legitimate websites. What is in the genuine or legitimate websites? Example, now you can see Nmap download. If I'm giving this particular query or question to Google, Google is responded back with multiple queries or answers. One is nmap.org. Second one is also nmap.org. Third one is nmap.org, organization. Fourth one is downloads.digitaltrends.com. Downloads.digitaltrends.com. Okay, next one is filehippo.com. Okay, next one is Nmap Softonic. It's one of the dangerous websites, Softonic. Every time, whenever if you want to download, so this Softonic will appear. After that, we have to enter username and password. It will ask username and password. We have to log with the Gmail. Then only we can download. How can you trust this website is a secure one? Maybe it's a Trojan website. Is a Trojan website. Okay. So that is meant by legitimate and illegitimate. This is like illegitimate. We are not saying it's a complete dedicated illegitimate, but we are suspecting maybe Trojans will download. If I'm going to this particular website and if I'm download, just go to this particular thing, Softonic. Okay, now you can click on free download. Once you are clicking on free download, it will ask, okay, please provide your Gmail address or please provide your Yahoo mail address. Why our confidential data we have to enter into here? How can I trust Softonic? Maybe in this particular free download option itself, attacker is using some of the malwares. And if you don't have antivirus or EDR agent, your systems will get compromised. Okay. So that's why whenever if you want to download something, please always go to the legitimate websites. Legitimate. So in this particular scenario, nmap.org, it's legitimate. If you want to download BitTorrent, then go to BitTorrent for downloading of the movies. If you want to download any, Windows VLC media player, please go to Microsoft and download Windows VLC media player. These are a couple of examples. There are a couple of examples. Now go to this particular nmap.org and you can see there are multiple options are appearing: Windows, Mac, Linux, or any other operating system. So obviously you are using laptop. This laptop is most of the cases, it's a Windows. So just click on Windows. Once you are clicking on Windows, now you can see latest stable release, Nmap 7.93. So click on this Nmap 7.93. It will download. Once it is downloaded, just you can install. Click next, and finish. That's it. Okay. downloading. After that, it is not completed yet. It is downloading. After that, you have to install this particular software. Once you are installing the software, so this Nmap tool will open. Nmap tool will open. So that Nmap tool, I think I already installed. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So this is the tool, guys. Genmap or Nmap both are same only. Genmap or Nmap is same only. Once you are installing, this screen has to come. This screen has to come. So this is the assignment I'm giving to you. Tomorrow I will explain about how to do port scanning. How to do port scanning. Is it clear or not? How to download Nmap tool or not?
Clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So please complete this one. Okay, so tomorrow, once we are completing all the remaining ports and protocols, then we can discuss about this particular port scanning. How to do port scanning. Port scanning is one of the interview question. What is mean by port scanning? So port scanning meaning here. So running the servers and identifying what are the ports are open. Identifying what are the ports are open. So that is called port scanning. If you are going for vulnerability management, they will ask what is port scanning. So port scanning here, choosing the targeted machine and running the scans and identifying what are the ports are open and what are the ports are closed. That is called port scanning. That we can discuss tomorrow. So that's all for today, guys. So sorry for taking too much time. Do you have any questions?
Sir, I have one question, sir, here.
Please.
Here, SIM tool means log collection or log monitoring, whatever it is working depends upon log.
Yeah.
Right? Here, log means what, sir? It is authorization, authentication, or what, sir?
No, just log means any activity. Any activity. Example, you are a developer. In that scenario, what is your role and responsibilities? So roles and responsibilities, developing the programming languages. So that may be website, or that may be IoT, or that may be one of the application, that may be mobile, or that may be product, and so on. So whenever you are developing the code, what repos you are using, what GitHub you are using, what Jenkins you are using, and so on. So backend, it will generate some of the logs. All those logs we have to integrate to the SIM tool. So in simple words, log is nothing but any activity every end user is doing. That is called log.
Okay, to monitor some of the action what we are doing.
Right. So these logs abnormal or malicious or maybe genuine also. These logs we have to integrate to the SIM tool. That is called log collection.
Yes, okay, sir.
Any other? Okay, guys. Thank you so much and good night. See you tomorrow.
Good night, sir.
Good night.